Hello, and welcome to today's lesson, lesson 2.7, on writing and solving story problems, or solving real-world problems. Really, today's lesson is all about setting up equations and solving for that unknown variable. And in order to do that, we're really going to be breaking down the given context or the given problems into 4 different parts and really looking at it in four different ways as far as that goes. So we're going to be looking at for a constant term, the rate, an independent variable, and a dependent variable. So what do we mean by constant term? Well, these should be familiar with you should be familiar with these terms. A constant term is a term with no variable factors. For example, if we were given y equals 5x minus 4, the constant would be -4. The rate is the quantity that's associated with the independent variable. So once again, in the same context or same problem, the coefficient 5, so this value right here, is the rate. The independent variable is a variable that's in our equation. It is operated on, added to, subtracted from, multiplied by, divided by. In this one, x is the independent variable. It's in the equation. And the dependent variable is the total, or the value you get out. It's the output, the dependent variable. So y is that dependent variable because it's what we get out of our equation. So when we're looking at this again, y is 5x minus 4. Y is the dependent variable. It's what comes out. 5 is the rate. It's how much x is changing. X changes by a rate of 5. The input value, independent variable, and the constant term is -4. We're always subtracting 4. No matter what we're putting in and multiplying by 5, we always subtract that 4 at the end. Okay, so what does a standard equation look like? How are we going to set these up? We're going to set it up so that our dependent variable, remember in our previous example, was a y, equals the constant term, which was like a -4 in our previous problem, plus our rate, which was 5, times that independent variable, which was x. And we can rewrite this as y equals 5x minus 4. The order that we put these in can change. Kind of start with that constant term, and we can rework things and reorganize how we want it to look as we're going through our lesson today. So the steps to writing an equation. So there are 3 steps that we're going to discuss today. The first is going to be to identify the important parts. So those 4 parts that we talked about, that dependent variable, the constant, the rate, the independent variable. We're going to write the equation in words, and then we're going to put the numbers and variables in for our words. So kind of substitute those in. So first step I always like to do is I really do like to write it out in words and really describe what it is that we're doing and why the equation is what it is. So and then we're going to plug in those values. So eventually you'll get to the point where you don't need to write the equation in words, but for purposes of today's lesson, we're going to do that, just to help keep everything kind of straight and orderly for us. So let's take a look at one. Excuse me. So Juan's pay is $10 for doing his household chores. His mom will pay him an additional $2 per load of laundry he washes and folds. Write an equation that will show Juan's total pay. So as I'm thinking about this equation here, I need to identify my important parts. So what are my variables? What's my important parts here? So what is my dependent variable? What's my constant? What's my rate? What's my independent variable? So I want to know total pay is going to be my dependent variable. So I have my total pay, and I might use a variable like P or T or M for money. So I'm just going to use like a T for total, I think, is what is the variable I would like to use. What else do I have? I've got this $10, an additional $2 per load of laundry he washes and folds. So no matter what, I'm getting paid $10. So that constant is 10, because no matter what, I'm going to get paid that $10 for doing my chores. But I can make an additional $2 per load of laundry. So my independent variable is really the laundry, because I can do at a rate of $2 per load. So I can do more laundry or may use L for loads of laundry, or however I want to do it, or W for washes. But the laundry is going to be my independent variable, loads of laundry. So as I look at this, I've kind of highlighted my different parts. I can really write this now in words and kind of start explaining explaining my, starting to make it look like an equation here. So I've identified my important parts, and now I'm going to write my equation out in words. So my dependent variable, again, was the red, and that's the total pay. So my total pay, so I'm just going to write this in words, just right underneath here. So what does my total pay equal? Well, it's equal to the $10, and I'm just going to put, including the sign, $10, plus the $2 per load of laundry. So I've got this my total pay is equal to $10 plus $2 per load of laundry. And that describes the situation for me. If I did one load of laundry, I would get $10 plus $2 per one, so $2, so I'd get a total pay of $12. And intuitively this makes sense. I can figure this out in my head. If I did 10 loads of laundry, I'd get $20 plus still I get my 10, so I'd get $30. My total pay would be $30. So a lot of this jumps out at you as pretty self-explanatory in solving them, but not necessarily in setting them up or finding that answer. So if I'm looking at this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and I'm going to take this whole equation here that I just wrote, and I'm going to copy that and paste it into my next slide here so that I can just continue the work that I already started here just right below it. So if I have my total pay, so now I'm ready to put in the numbers and the variables. So what did I say was total pay? So that was just T is equal to, I dropped the dollar sign, so I just have 10 plus $2 per load of laundry. So $2 per means multiply, and laundry, I think I said L, so 2 times L.